YouTube, what's going on? Today, we're going to be taking a look at the video Greg Doucette made about me, right? This is crazy. This is 6 months ago. He made another one that was 5 months ago. And real quick, if you guys are wondering who profited the most off my 500-pound bench, it was definitely Greg Doucette, right? These two videos gained him about 200,000 views. And if you do the math on that, he made anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000 just talking about me, right? Absolutely crazy. Not gonna waste your guys' time. Let's just get into it. I haven't watched this video in a long time, so it should be interesting.
I don't even know if Sam Sulek can lift this much weight. And so are we supposed to sit and applaud? Yay! Let's applaud an underage teenager abusing performance-enhancing drugs.
All right, so first thing, right off the bat, I'm gonna try not to pause this much, but like, dude couldn't even look at like the tip of the iceberg, right? He couldn't even see that I compete drug tested. But all right, let's hear what these guys say.
Coach Greg, and in today's video, the numbers people are lifting and the ego lifting keeps getting larger and larger each and every year. And so the guy's only
all right, he gave me a shout out.
Years of
appreciate
age,
the shout out, Greg.
Be putting up 500 pounds on the bench press. I mean, that is truly remarkable. And he's weighing in at only 235 pounds. Imagine, that's over 2.1 times his body weight.
2.2 times
putting
body
up
weight.
those kind of numbers at only 17 years of age. But here's the thing. The lift, it doesn't count. And so is it really a 500-pound bench press? If you did the lift entirely wrong, you never paused it properly, had your ass off the gym, and it wouldn't count in competition, what is the point? Well, I'll tell you the point. It's ego lifting. And so perhaps it's not.
I'll tell you the point. It's the same reason Greg Doucette is standing right in front of this camera with his shoulders out of his shirt. Why does he have a string on right now? Why doesn't he have just a regular t-shirt, right? Well, the point is to get clicks. The point is to get views. The point is for him to make people think that he knows what he's talking about, right? He does know what he's talking about. He's smart. I'll give him that. But the point is to get views. The point is to put yourself on the map, right? This powerlifting stuff, this won't pay the bills just being the strongest person out there, right? So let's get back to it.
As dangerous as a guy think he can lift a 300-pound woman on his shoulders and walk out onto a diving board. Oh, that's not a big deal. Clearly, that is more dangerous. But this also very dangerous. And so the guy does have a brain. He does understand just how dangerous it is. And he has 3 spotters. One giving him a lift off, and on either side, a person to help get up the weight. You never know when you're pushing this much weight. Perhaps you tear a pec, you can't lift the weight up, it slips.
This is true. This is some Greg facts.
So after the lift off, he lowers the weight, gets a little bounce off the chest, and gets stuck about 2/3 of the way up. He then struggles to squeeze out the weight, and he eventually gets it. This lift is extremely dangerous, and I'm going to address the elephant in the room right now. There's no way that this guy is natural.
Go.
And so
there's no way.
A juiced-up 17-year-old kid, younger than Sam Sulek, bench pressing 500 pounds. I don't even know if Sam Sulek can lift this much weight. And so
I think he can.
To sit and applaud. Yay! Let's applaud an underage teenager abusing performance-enhancing drugs.
All right, so this is where I stop it again. This is pretty simple. Like, if you look at Greg, like the repetition in his videos, right? He sees something super impressive, super crazy. He's obviously going to say it's not natty, right? I mean, the guy's got McLaren 720S. He's got Mercedes Benzes, right? He's got $1 million house. I mean, obviously this guy makes money from talking crap, right? You got to give him a little wiggle room. Me and him talk now, not regularly, but we're cool with each other. But obviously, like, as you can see from here, this is like reoccurring theme. He looks no deeper into me, right? But let's just keep going.
To say this is amazing, and you might be asking, well, how do you know he's abusing it? If you use Eddie, it's abuse. 17 years of age. What's next? Next year, 16? I literally just did a video on a guy. He bench pressed 570 pounds with Larry wheels. The guy was
He's not natural, but he's a monster.
His PR at 18 was 520. Well, here we got a guy 500 pounds at 17. Where does it stop? Is it going to be 500 pounds next time at 16? And then 500 pounds at 15? Oh, I know, 400 pounds at 12. People, we need to stop using drugs so young, 17 years of age.
You
think he just started to get...
I think that what's happening on why these numbers keep getting bigger the younger we get is A, social media is out there, B, we're getting smarter, and C, people are more aware of lifting. It's much more popular. When I was 12, I was the only kid bench pressing. Now, if you go to the average 12-year-old class, there's probably like 5, 6, 7 kids bench pressing. They know what a bench press is. They've done a bench press before, right? Let's keep this going.
500-pound bench press at 17 when you're only 235 pounds. You're not starting last week. Now that that's out of the way, what do you think of all this? Is this something we should be aspiring to? Did he really need to hit 500 pounds on this day? Could he have not waited another month? Perhaps in another month, he gets a little bit stronger. He can then keep his butt on the bench. Perhaps
My butt was on the bench. That's why I don't
maybe it's
understand.
gonna
What is
take
he
him
talking
3
about
months,
with butt on the
perhaps
bench?
even
It's
6
on the
months.
bench, bro.
Heaven forbid it might take him 5 more years, but do it 100% now.
No, don't do it
Why do we think we
oh,
need to do
now-
everything by
now he-
yesterday? Can't we just let things happen? Train
It
harder
did
than last
happen.
time, progressive overload, use natural supplements, and remember,
I
at
did.
17, you don't even need to use my natural
Here we go.
supplements.
Here we
You're
got
too
the
young.
little
CO2
promo.
max,
You can't be that
turbo,
mad though. I mean,
Active
this guy's
You're
making
too
money.
young. You do it
He knows
natural.
what he's
Save
doing.
this
I'm
for when you're
natural.
older.
That's
And
it.
so it's one thing for a teenager to
He
be
did
using
no.
natural supplements.
All right, to back this, he had no research on me before this video. I like that. That's like one point I could give to him. He just saw the bench and he just thinks that I'm not natural. But I'm natural. Like I live drug tested, right?
18 and so on, of which you don't even need. But it's another thing to be abusing performance-enhancing drugs.
How does he know that I'm
Not to
abusing
mention,
him?
you notice those
Even if I was
wraps
on
around
him,
his
how are you
elbows?
just gonna
That helps
assume
him
that I'm
about
abusing
20
him?
pounds.
Do I look that
And so
big in that
why are we
video?
using artificial means to help him get up the weight? You're 17. Are your joints already so bad that you needed wraps to get the weight up? I mean,
No,
what's
it's 'cause they
next?
help.
Is the spotter then going to lift the weight up? Hey, you got it. And so, yeah, I get it. He's pumped. He's excited. He wanted to bench press 500 pounds. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I wasn't doing it at 17. And I, in fact,
And
had
that's
bench
why
pressed
you weren't
more than 500
recognized for
pounds.
it. You were
But it
recognized
took
for
me
doing
till I was
this.
in my 30s.
I got recognized
In
for
my
doing that.
30s. When I was 17, I wasn't even benching 300. I could bench 293 pounds. That was my 1 rep max at 17. Weighed 140 some odd pounds. Could I bench press 500 at 17? No, I couldn't have. Even with steroids, I couldn't have. So clearly he has better genetics than me. But why
Hey,
are we pushing to
appreciate
get
it,
these
Greg.
numbers so fast? Now that he's bench pressed 500 pounds, you realize he's going to want to get 600.
Amen.
You think he's going to be satisfied. Life goals achieved. New fear unlocked. I'll never hit 600. So what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to abuse even more steroids. I saw Larry
That's
Hughes
not
video. He
it,
did
bro.
570 pounds. He's 19. Probably going to hit 600 pounds before he turns 20. And so what this guy going to think? I need 600 pounds at age 18. I don't care how good you are, you're going to want to be better. You really think Chris Bumstead doesn't want to improve on his Mr. Olympia finishing each and every year?
I
You
think
he
this
wants
is
to
just
compete
yap
next
right
year
now.
looking worse than this year? And so you think this 17-year-old's going to go to the gym next week, next month, next year, and think, oh, I'd be happy.
Obviously, I'm gonna want to progress.
Already
What are you
at
getting
500.
at?
Now I just want to settle down, retire, and bench press 400 pounds. I'm telling you, I can guarantee it. You're going to be disappointed if you don't.
Just 'cause it's a
continue
life
to
goal
improve.
doesn't
And
mean
so
that
the
you're done
stronger and
after it.
quicker you get that strength, the more you're going to need it.
Like
It
benching
becomes
405
very
was also a
difficult to
high school
motivate
life
yourself
goal, I
to go to
guess.
the gym when you're getting weaker. And so let's assume he's on a 3 or 4 month cycle. I don't know what he is, but pretend
He
you're
doesn't
initially
know,
you're
and
in a
I
3 or
wasn't.
4
I
month
wasn't on
cycle,
anything.
and
I'm
at the
still
end of
not
the
on
cycle,
anything.
You peak and you hit 400 pounds. Then what are you supposed to do now? You're supposed to come off and or go on HRT. I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to talk over this with your doctor, right? Remember, never ever break the law and never use steroids or any performance-enhancing drug without the advice and consent from your doctor. And I'm not your freaking doctor. And so now that you're off cycle, you've removed whatever you're taking. I don't know what it is. It could be anything. Do you really think you're going to continue to improve right now? What do you think is going to happen? That 500-pound bench is going to be 490 next week, 480 the week after, and it's going to plummet. You'll be lucky to hit 400 pounds several months from now. And
All right,
then
bro.
What do you think is going to happen?
All right. What's funny? What's funny? What's actually funny? 6 months ago, I'm about 500 raw right now. No elbow wraps. Pause. About 500 raw. Cheeky Greg logic.
You're going to say, I can't wait to go back on. I can't handle it. I don't like only bench
Bro,
pressing.
I'm
400.
drug
And that's if
tested.
you go off.
My next
Half
meet
the
is
people
gonna
aren't
be
going off.
tested.
They're just going to lower their dose a bit. I can't handle it. I was benching 500. Now I'm only at 450. This sucks. I want up my doses. Where's the trend? Where's the trend, boys? I needs it. And so you look
What
at your
is he
watch. It's
yapping
10
about?
o'clock. Time to go harder than last time. And you're going to go on it, and eventually you bench 550. Then what do you think happens then? You go off and your bench goes down to, oh my goodness, it's only 500 now. I need it again. And so this cycle repeats itself cycle after cycle, year after year, until eventually you get your blood work done and it's, oh my God, what have I done to myself?
What's
My
he even
cholesterol, my
talking
liver,
about right
my
now?
kidneys, my heart. You can kid yourself, fool yourself and say, oh, it won't happen to me. But of course, eventually you're going to pay the price. And so my advice, stay natural. Does anyone think that this kid who bench presses 500 pounds wouldn't have still had an amazing bench press while being 100%
Yeah,
natural?
I think being
Perhaps he would only
100%
weigh
natural
200
probably
pounds.
makes the bench
Perhaps he
press a
would
little
only
bit
bench
more amazing.
400, maybe only 350, maybe even only 300. 317 is amazing. It's more than I did. Unless you're an adult and your gains have at least
Of course, he says
stopped,
it's more than I
you
did.
perhaps hit
Everything's
your
a
natural
competition with
genetic limit.
Greg.
Why are we taking performance-enhancing drugs? Well, I know why. To impress people, to be better than everyone else, to take a shortcut. But I'm telling you, there are no actual shortcuts. The damage you're doing to your body, it's irreversible. What are these kids eating nowadays that they're benching 500 pounds? Well,
A
it's
lot.
certainly not what they're
Bulk.
eating. It's what they're swallowing and or injecting.
All right,
The
bro.
usual trend bologna sandwiches.
All right, but like,
and I was happy about hitting 380 pounds
hey, he
today.
should still be happy about hitting 380. But if you saw the last guy, obviously he doesn't know lifting. I'm not trying to hate, but
there goes that. And so you see,
he should
this
be
is the
happy
problem.
about that.
People
That's
are
good.
comparing
That's good
themselves to
press.
other people. We now
Comparison
see a
is the thief
17-year-old
of
bench
joy.
pressing 500 pounds. And so when we only bench press 380 pounds, oh my goodness, I suck. And so imagine if you're a 17-year-old out there,
that's
you
not
bench
really
press
how it
380
goes.
pounds, this guy benches 500. You're suddenly thinking, wow,
It should be
I'm not really that
motivating.
good.
It shouldn't make
when
you.
20 years ago, you would have never heard of a 500-pound bench. And if you were benching 380, especially at 17, you would have been a freak. An amazing anomaly that no one would have ever heard of. 380 pounds, you're 17. No one's doing this. You're a beast, LOL. I'm at 275 pounds. And so imagine
Appreciate it.
everyone's comparing themselves to everyone else. 275 pounds, man. 380,
That's
500.
good.
You're only at 275. I'm telling you, when I could bench press 293 pounds at 17, I thought I was the strongest kid in the world, and perhaps I was for my body weight. I did, in fact, lift more than the world record in the bench press for my age at that time. But
Here we
it
go.
pales in
Greg
comparison
self-glazed.
to what these guys are lifting now. Perhaps there wasn't the available performance-enhancing drugs back then it is today. Today you can Google it, type
Blame
it,
the
everyone
drugs.
knows about it. Back in my day, there wasn't even Google. Think about it. If you've done 380 properly with a pause, it's way more impressive than this. That's a
Oh, here we go.
will take. He could pause 380 for reps easily. And
Yeah, at this time, I did 375 for a 2x5. Pause. Competition standard. Shortly after, Future Powerlifting made a post tagging Greg Doucette. Obviously, he never responded. I did like 430 at my meet, and the meet didn't even go as planned. It was like my second attempt.
here's the point. Why didn't he? Why did he put 380 pounds?
Because I wanted to get
paused,
noticed.
weight, lifted.
Why are you sitting with a string around trying to show your shoulders, your delts, your upper chest, and your traps? Like, what? Why are you doing that? Well, because you want to get noticed. I wanted to get noticed as well. So I'm answering your question straight up, right, just like that. That's the question answered. Thank you.
Great lifting technique and do so while being 100% natural.
And I am.
Imagine this. Kid posts the same video, 380 paused, 100% natty. Which is more impressive? 380 natural with proper lifting form that actually counts, way more impressive. 500 with sloppy form while using performance enhancing drugs, of which we have no idea how much it helps him. We also have no idea how many years it takes off his life. To me, that is not okay.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna die next year.
I get it. Everyone has the right to do whatever they want to do. Well, for me, I don't agree with that. When you're 17, underage, perhaps you're breaking the law. I don't know what country's from. To me, it's not okay.
Bro, it's
And
Lifetime,
for me to
USA,
stand up
what?
and say, this is not okay, I have the right to do that. Perhaps you say, oh, Coach Greg, you be quiet. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, well, if he can, I can say, I don't agree with this. Elbow wraps and the biggest bounce I've ever seen.
All right, but like, look at this dude though. Like, who is this? Like, people that hate, like, are the people that you never heard of. If you know Ashton Ruska commented on the Larry Wheels repost of this bench, and he said, like, strong boy. Obviously, it was not, like a good competition lift, but he was giving respect to it, right? That was, like, 500 pounds. He thought that was impressive, right? It's always, like, the nobodies that gotta talk crap. It just... Don't talk crap. What's the point? But here we go.
Not, including definitely not natural. Like the video if you liked it. Add a comment. Remember, if you're a...
All right, hold on. He said, like the video if you liked it. There we go. So, I mean, me and Greg, we're much better now. I think we talk sometimes. I gave him a video to post, right? Next video, I'm going to have to react to part 2. And part 2 may change your guys' opinion a little bit on Greg Doucette, right? It's changed my opinion a little bit for Greg Doucette. So stay tuned for that, right? Because this is the official natty or not. Obviously, he just dove in with way little information. He didn't know much about me, but other than that, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next after this 500-pound natty or not part 2. And this Blake Went signing out. Peace.